So this is the state that you enter into, and you see those people, they're very famous, super rich individuals, multi-billionaires, and you see how they ended up living as recluses, hidden away, not wanting to see anybody, not wanting to know anybody. Why? This is the consequence when this world becomes one's focus. And in fact, a few years ago, 2009, in March, a 74-year-old German industrialist who was considered to be the 47th richest person on the earth. He had $14 billion. In 2009, the banks crashed in the US. And that financial crisis spread out of the US and hit the rest of the world. When it hit Germany, this man, this industrialist, lost $9 billion in 1 week. He lost $9 billion in 1 week. What did he do? He went home, sat at his desk, pulled out his drawer, pulled out his silver-plated revolver, and blew his brains out. This is a man, 74 years old. He's lived a whole life, as an industrialist, setting up companies, etc., etc. All the years of experience didn't teach him how to handle this crisis. From being the 47th richest person on the face of the earth, according to Fortune 500, his treasure or his wealth of $14 billion was reduced to $5 billion. He lost 9. All he could see was the loss of 9. He couldn't see the 5 that was left. You know how much you would have to spend every day of your life if you lived for 80 years? How much you would have to spend every day in order to consume $5 billion? You'd have to spend $20,000 every single day of your life. This man, in spite of that massive amount of wealth, takes his life. Poverty was in front of him, between his eyes. That's all he could see. That loss. And you see it around. We hear stories about it all the time. People lose something. It's not everything. Life isn't all gone. But yet, they commit suicide. They do crazy things. People lose their jobs. What do? A trend started, this postman syndrome, where this American postman lost his job. He went home, got his Kalashnikov, came back to the office, and started mowing down the people. Then somebody else did it, and another person, and it just became all over the place. People were doing it. So they had to get psychiatrists into workplaces to teach people how to deal with stress and how to deal with, losses. Because the focus is on this world. And this world cannot be trusted. It can be with you today, and it can be gone tomorrow. That is the nature of this world. And that is why the prophet, may God's peace and blessing be upon him, had said this: whoever makes this world his or her goal, their affairs will be scattered. They will be running all over the place. They will see poverty between their eyes, and in the end, what happens in the end? وَلَمْ يَأْتِهِ مِنَ الدُّنْيَا إِلَّا مَا كَتَبَ اللَّهُ لَهُ. And he or she will only get from this world what God had already written for them. They're not going to get any more. Meaning, the affairs is in the hands of God anyway. All the running around and efforts and so on and so, it's with God whether you get or you don't get in the end. On the other hand, من كانت الآخرة نيته جمع الله له أمره. But whoever makes the next world his goal, his intention or her intention, then Allah will bring their affairs together. Everything just seems to fall into place, slots into place. The direction is clear. Because we have understood what this life is about, and that it is really only a bridge to a greater life. So we don't get wiped out by the changes that happen in this world around us, because we're clear as to what the goal is. Furthermore, وَجَعَلَ غِنَاهُ فِي قَلْبِي. And Allah will place richness in his heart, or in her heart. And as the Prophet ﷺ had said, لَيْسَ الْغِنَى مِنْ كَثْرَةُ الْعَرْضِ لَكِنَّ الْغِنَى غِنَى النَّفْسِ. That true wealth, true richness is not in the accumulation of many commodities. The true wealth is wealth of the soul. It's wealth of the soul. Wealth of the soul which comes with the acceptance of God in one's life as the true Lord, creator, sustainer, maintainer of this world. It is in that acceptance that one has a sense of peace of mind and heart. It is the remembrance of God about which the Quran speaks, saying, "Ala bi dhikrillahi tatma'innal qulub." It is only with the remembrance of Allah, of God, that hearts find rest. So that peace and contentment, that rest, which comes with that awareness and consciousness of Allah, that is something which cannot be bought. Money will not purchase it. It is only when we have paid our spiritual dues that we earn it. So Allah will place in the heart of that individual whose focus is on the life to come, that richness, where he or she will always see the better side of things. That there's always good in whatever happens. Because that consciousness of God, this is what it gives us. An ability to interpret the events of our lives in a positive way, which helps us to grow as human beings in this world, to grow closer and closer to God. So the Prophet, may God's peace and blessings be upon him, had said that the affair of the true believer is an amazing thing. And it is only in the case of the true believer. Whenever good times come to the true believer, he or she is grateful to God, to Allah. And Allah rewards him for it.